Hey guys, Mr. Relatable here. I just wanted to do a quick video showing off how to make custom props in Fortnite Creative. Now, custom props are very easy to do if you have kind of a creative mind. They're a little harder if you can't visualize what you're trying to do, but I'm going to be showing you guys 3 custom props that you can use in your map, and I give you guys full permission to do it. Don't worry, you don't have to give credit or anything. Use these in your maps if you want. But yeah, I'm going to be step by step walking you guys through how to make them and how to do them. So let's hop right into the video. So these are the 3 custom props that I'm going to be showing you guys how to make in this video. We have a key and then 2 different types of levers that you can use in your maps. All of these props are very easy to throw together. Each of them only uses around 5 props. I believe this one uses a little bit more. I think that goes up to 7, but that's besides the point. They're very simple to make. They're not very memory intensive. So let's just show you guys how to make the first one, which is the key. The first thing that we're going to want to do here is throw down the residential indoor prop gallery and the outdoor prop gallery. You can find these by going to the gallery tab, hitting the props button, and then they're right down here. Outdoor residential prop gallery, and then the indoor residential prop gallery. These are your best friends. I like to use these galleries a lot in my custom props, as well as they kind of have just a nice amount of props for pretty much any build that you could ever really want. So, like I said, we're just going to be showing off the key here. First thing we're going to want to do is come over here, and you should see this tiny little cup. So grab this cup like so, put it on grid snap 16 for the time being, and now we're going to rotate it in 3 different formations. So rotate it on the pitch axis so it's facing like so. We should have something that looks like this. We're going to move it down. We're going to copy it, and then we're going to rotate the yaw axis so we have one facing like so. And then we're going to move it over here once again, and we're going to go on the resetting the axis, and then once again we're going to go to the roll axis and rotate it down so it looks like so. Sorry, just didn't know the axes for a second there, so had to mess with it. Anyway, we should have 3 cups that kind of look like this. Grab this first one and now shrink it down on the all axis. And now we're going to take it off grid snap. It's a little scary, I know, but bear with me. So we're going to take it off grid snap and make it however big you want the first tooth of your key to be. So this would be kind of considered a tooth of the key. So for mine, we're going to make it very small. We're going to make one, shrink it down again, and move it kind of next to it so their butts are kind of lined up. The kind of openings of the cups are lined up like so. And now I'm going to copy the first one again and move it over like so. We should have something that kind of looks like that, and those are the teeth to our key. The next part, we're going to grab this cup, shrink down the all axis yet again, and now expand the height axis, and that is kind of going to be what I like to call kind of like the stem of the key. I'm not sure the exact terms. I'm not very much into keys, but I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit more. I want to get it nice and right for what I'm trying to do. So we can do something like that. That looks fine. Maybe I want to increase the all just a little bit more, make it a little thicker. You can do anything that you really want. I'm just going to be kind of throwing these together. I don't want to spend too much time on each prop, but anyway, I got to stop touching that. So now we kind of have something like this. Grab our last cup that we have, increase the all axis a little bit so it's a little bit bigger, and then decrease the height all the way down. So now we have something that kind of looks like this. Maybe I want to decrease the all just a little bit more too. But yeah, that is our key. Obviously, you can mess with this just a little bit more if you want to make it a little more precise and more accurate. However, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time, so I'm just going to be throwing them together. So let's move on to the next one, which is going to be this bigger lever. So for our lever here, it's also very simple, similar to the key. It's actually quite a bit easier than the key. You're going to want to come over to here until you see this log. You can use any logs that you want. However, I feel like these kind of smaller ones are the best for building. But like I said, I'm going to be using this one right here. So let's just pick it up and we're going to move it over here. Similarly, we're going to want to put it onto grid snap 16. And now we're going to change a couple axes again. So change the roll so it faces this direction like so. And we're just going to place it in the middle. And now we are going to expand the all axis to however big you want this part of the wheel to be. So for mine, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than what I did in that kind of one over there. So I'm just going to make it about this big. And now I'm going to change the height and shrink it down until you get the correct thickness or width that you want. I'm just going to be moving it on the ground a little bit, like so. I actually am probably going to do that off grid snap just so I can get kind of an in between these two grids right there. But that's good enough for now. Next, you're just going to want to copy it and move it over. So now we have our two big wheel chunks that we have on the sides. Now we're going to want to take it off grid snap, move it into the middle like so, and then drop the width down just a little bit. The width is kind of going to be making our inner piece so it's not hollow on the inside. And now we should have something that looks like this. I'm just going to select all of them like so and move it up just a little bit because, like I said, I didn't want it too deep into the ground. I'm going to move this one down a little bit more like so. As you can see, I'm kind of just modifying them as I'm building. This is something that you should do with yours as well, just to make them look like how you want them to look. But I think that's pretty good for what I'm trying to show off here. Next, I'm going to grab this little log. Like I said, this is going to be one that we use a lot. Now you're going to shrink down like so. And then we're going to take it off grid snap. Put it kind of in the middle of your kind of lever thing, the little trolley, and now increase the height. You should get something that kind of looks like that. I don't want it that large, obviously, so I'm just going to kind of be moving it down into the ground a little bit until I get the height that I kind of want. I might actually shrink this all down a little bit just because I want a thinner kind of lever. So now let's increase the height. So we kind of have something that looks like that. Last but not least, take it again and reset everything by just holding tab. And now we're going to shrink down the all axis yet again. And we should get something that kind of looks like this. You can obviously modify it to your likings, but this is pretty close to what we are going for. So yeah, that's pretty much how you make this one. Obviously, it's a little bit smaller than what I did over here, but the premise is still the same. Everything is the exact same that I did for this one, but a little bit smaller. But yeah, that's how you make the second prop. Also, one thing that I should mention, if you want to kind of move all of these to wherever you want them to go, you can hold R or whatever it is on console to put into select mode. You can select everything and then you can copy it. And now I can place another one wherever I want. So I can put another one like so. Same thing with the key. You could just copy it all and then I can just copy it and move it around. But yeah, let's move on to the next prop. So the last prop that I'm going to be showing off in this video is the wall lever. This one is very simple, very easy. You guys shouldn't have any problems with it. Simply come over here and grab this log. You can use any log, as I said. However, I like using this particular one. Rotate it on the yaw axis on the 16 grid, and then shrink it all the way down. I like to make it a little bit bigger, so after I shrunk it all the way down to where it can't go anywhere, I like to just increase it by 1 or 2. I'm just going to be doing 1 for this video. And now I'm going to expand the width, let's say about 4 times. We should have something that looks like that. I'm actually going to expand it 5 times. Simply grab it, and now move it down so it looks like that. So you should kind of have like an equal sign that's floating in the air. Put it up to the middle, and now rotate the roll axis. You kind of have something like that. Put it off of grid snap and move it over to the side so it looks like this. We're going to be modifying it just a little bit because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to this sort of thing. And now we're going to expand the width axis a little bit. So now it is going to touch both ends like so. And we're going to put it on both sides. So now we have something that kind of looks like this. This is a little bit smaller than what I would normally do, but it still works fairly well. Next thing, we're going to also just grab this and put one out like so, just so we have it for later. However, we're going to come over to these books. You can use the cube gallery if you want, the cube shape gallery right down here. However, for me, I like to use these books just because they saved memory when I was using them in my map. So grab whatever color that you want. Like I said, you can use the cube. I'm just going to be using the pink. We're going to come over here and then rotate it on the pitch axis so it's kind of facing up like so. Grab it, take it off grid snap, move it in like this. And now we're just going to shape it up a little bit so it kind of fits the background. So I'm increasing the width a tad, and then I'm increasing the depth a tad. So now you can see we kind of have a background color. Imagine if this was in kind of a wall that was placed up like so, you wouldn't really be able to see the book on either side. But yeah, that's all you really need to do for the background. Next, we're going to grab this, put it on 16, and now we're going to rotate the roll so it's a little bit turned up like this. This is going to be the actual lever. Next, we're actually going to want to reset the rotation, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. You're going to want to reset the rotation and then change the pitch so it looks like that. Now, take it off grid snap, like everything. And I'm going to be shrinking down the size just a little bit. And it should look something like so. Simply pick it up and place it somewhat in the middle of our wall. So now we have this. I'm just going to be centering it a little bit more. So yeah, that's pretty much the lever bit. Last but not least, we're going to come over to here. And now we're going to find this apple. This apple without the stem. You do not want the one with the stem and leaf. You're going to want the one without the leaf. Grab it, put it on 16, yet again, like everything else. And now we're going to want to change the pitch axis. Simply rotate it a couple times so the stem is kind of the same angle that the wooden kind of lever part is. Place it like so, take it off grid snap, and now come over and plop it on your lever. So now you have something that kind of looks like that. You can move it around a little bit, so I'm going to move it down just a smidge, so now it's a little bit more centered. And yeah, that is your actual lever. That's literally it. That's everything you needed to do. So I just got a friend request mid-recording, but you know, it happens. Anyways, though, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But that is going to be the end of this video. Like I said, you guys can use these props anywhere you want. They're really cool, and you can make your own if you want. But this is just kind of showing you guys how I make my props and how you can use them for your maps. So if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.